Welcome, everyone, to the send-off version of our brand new beer adventure, TV Time Remaining, brought to you by Humble Beer Society. This week's guest is going to be Henry from Firm Brewing Company. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Doing awesome. Pumped to have you guys here and pumped to talk about some beers, try some beers.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thanks so much for your time. Josh is going to be our man on the mics, our drinking partner, and just overall better guy to drink with. Tell us why we're here, real quick, as we kind of venture through these beers here.
Yeah, for sure. So we all got together today to kind of package, do a few cans of our collaboration, Feet on the Ground, Head in the Clouds, and it's a double dry hop pilsner, just Simcoe single hopped. We played around with kind of some some pH and temperature shenanigans in the kettle, cooled whirlpool and all that, and it comes out really crisp, fruity. It's awesome. So
yeah, we're ringing in right around 6.5%, just like last year.
Yep.
But still a very crushable, easily approachable American Pilsner. Right.
Yeah. And this is also great. We're supporting NAMI, the National Association for Mental Illness. We just wanted to. I'm super excited about this project. We've done this again, second year in a row. This is going to be a great, very crushable, approachable beer that is just proceeds are going to go to a great cause and something super near and dear to my heart. But let's back up a second. How can you walk me through your origin story, essentially? Like every superhero has their origin.
There you go.
How old is Firm? What were you doing before that? What led us up to being here right now?
Yeah, so Firm, we're coming up on almost 3 years open. December 30th, 2020 was the actual first day of having people
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, the pandemic, and to be able to open at the end of that, in 2020, at the end of that year, it was definitely emotional. And we're coming up on 3 years though. We're kind of finding our groove and really loving what we're doing, and able to do fun projects like this with you guys, and also community causes very near and dear to our hearts as well. So basically, I've been kind of brewing professionally, I suppose, since out in Colorado, in Boulder, Colorado. I started out at Twisted Pine 2013, 2012, I want to say.
Oh, wow, okay.
And actually, my wife and I, Mari Rose, we were on the same shift out there. And one thing's led to another. And a couple years later, we're like, hey, let's move back to Maryland. Let's move back home and do the family thing. And it's always been a dream to start a brewery so close to home and at home. And at the same time that was happening, we had actually met Billy kind of along the way through friends and through live music. So that's a big tie with some of our nerdy fish jokes and all that stuff, where we've had our paths cross and stuff, and Billy would always say, hey, when are we starting a brewery? And then finally, again, just like with Martin, one thing led to another.
It's actually, just the napkin idea turns into an actual like full-blown execution of
for sure
great stuff. So leads us right into our question of why like a fish-themed bar, Star Wars, emphasis on music. As we look around, many of us that are watching right now can't really see some great artwork of the Beastie Boys, Run DMC. We have Biggie, just like local artists, just being supported all throughout. There's a carpeted stage to the right of us. What led you to a just music-themed or music-heavy brewery and theme too?
I think kind of the being able to support local arts, and us having met through that, and something that's near and dear to us, and growing up, and my folks taking us to concerts. And it's always been, music's been very much in our DNA kind of, and being able to be a part of kind of providing a space for all this awesome artwork with these amazing artists, and on the stage being able to do comedy nights, being able to do hosting craft nights even on Wednesdays and stuff like that. And we've kind of open mic as well, where we've had high school age to all the way up, and it's been really cool to be able to kind of provide this space. And one of the things I think we're the most proud of is that we've been able to stay true to that vision with everything. When we had the business plan pen to paper, in 2019, and we're going nuts and this and that.
Yeah.
And as the world changed, are people still going to want to come out? Or are we like we're already past
Yeah,
the
what's
point
it
of
going to look
yeah,
like
yeah,
in
Sure,
a year,
yeah.
2 years,
Yeah.
3 years? Yeah.
So,
It's just going to
it's
be
been great.
something that is like sustainable throughout just
Yeah.
a summer or something like
Yeah.
that. So that's awesome.
So it's cool to keep that vision with all that, and then the Star Wars tie too is just a nice touch because we're all nerds at heart.
Oh
So
yeah, 100%.
we've got
100%.
basically the collection has grown since. We've had some amazing new friends since we've started this venture who have kind of gifted old toys collections, but all
Love that, yeah.
3.75 inch, very important.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
up to the vehicles up there, they're all scale, Millennium Falcon, tie.
Right,
Boba
yeah,
Fett.
Love that.
So
Very cool.
it's funny too, but I kind of ran out of space for it at my house, and I was like, "What do I do with this stuff?"
So this is almost like
Mari's
overflow.
like, yeah, exactly. Mari's like, put it to the brewery.
Yeah, come to the brewery.
It's fun. It's near and dear to our heart. We got the Boba Fest, and we'll get into that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's dive right into a shameless self promotion, so to
There
speak.
we go.
And it's, good. I mean, it's on the same subject here.
Yeah,
There we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so our good buddy has been, since we opened, has been here supporting us, and awesome, Chris. Thank you, you're the man. Our good buddy Chris Wall, we released a Boba Fest beer, a little more traditional Boba Fest beer, a couple of years ago. I want to say it was in our first year, probably about 2 years ago. And Chris just kind of out of nowhere came in and just, hey guys, I made this for you. And we're
Yeah.
like, why didn't we
Wait,
make
what?
this
What?
label?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so cool, all the detail. And then last year, I think everything, time just kind of got away from us, and all of a sudden we're like, we're going to do this label.
Yeah.
We're going to do it next year.
Yeah.
And slipped through the cracks. But no, Chris is working on it now, so we're looking at a mid-August launch of this, but it's going to be cool.
That's amazing.
We're going to tweak it a little and go kind of more.
very cool.
We're doing the American thing and making our own style out of a classic style. So it'll be a Boba Fest beer is the official style name for an almost double Fest beer, I guess is what we're going to go.
I do love, across the board, outside of just some of the special collaborations, especially with Max's and the Boba Fest. We're looking on the board right now. Everything is super approachable, super just like experimental, but definitely just kind of at the whim. It doesn't knock you on your butt, and just something that we can have more than one of, and just kind of pop around. Was that by design, or do you think it was something that like you would like to have kind of bumped up in ABV or anything like that?
So it's kind of, we always like to brew some of the key, the hazies, the sours, all that stuff, and trying to kind of have a good balanced board. And I almost, not to get too music cheesy, but I almost think of it like a set list where I'm trying to sprinkle a little bit of everything in.
And then we're finishing it
Constantly.
off a little bit stronger than we started.
There you go.
Sure.
Yeah, so we kind of try to play that game with everything up there and try to always have, barrel aged stuff going as well that we can kind of pop in there. But trying to find the right balance to keep the rainbow beer going as far as color, style, and all that, as well as ABV and strength. And seasonality, too, where it's quite soupy outside.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
keeping it a
absolutely.
little crisper right now isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, it's nice. It's kind of fun and getting the creative process where Shane and myself will get to kind of look at the board and know things that are coming up and what do we want to barrel age for release X amount of months later, and keeping up with the core, the Divided Sky, the Forbin, the Sparkle, Pilsner, all that,
Right.
and being able to do these fun beers, So kind of trying to find that balance, but it's almost like we can kind of let the board dictate to us
Sure,
which way to go.
sure,
And
absolutely.
with input from everybody coming in, which we greatly appreciate. Thank you. But kind of, you see something's moving faster than the other, we can say, okay, well, why don't we bring that back?
Right.
And it's kind of funny. The very first beer that we did was Sparkle Pilsner. That was the first batch on the system ever, and it was kind of like trying to get the lager strain going. I love German lager, and working on that was, kind of starting to get the yeast strain going. It was great, and we were about to open, right? And Billy's like, what are we opening with? What are the, 3 beers?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Let's make it happen. What are we doing? And I'm like,
what's
well,
going to make
there's
them stick around and try more than one?
Oh my gosh! And I'm like, German Pilsner.
Yeah.
And he's like,
100%.
He's like, what? Wait a second. And he's like, what's next? And I'm
What
like,
else you got?
American Pale Ale is like, was kind of the base Forbin, starting to do something a little more classy. I was like, okay. And I'm like, and then Run for the Rose Hips, a raspberry hibiscus sour with honey and all this. Cool. And I'm like, and all these tanks are filled with hazy, double hazy, so we're trying to scratch every itch and keep the yeast going and all that stuff, which was a lot of a good time working with all that stuff with Heavy Seas and elsewhere.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
So it was pretty funny. So it's been nice to kind of find that balance and kind of keep things going with it.
And
Absolutely.
still, even with the balance, you've got a lot of different styles going
Yeah.
all at one time, and they're all coming ready a few, weeks or however long between that you can put some awesome stuff up there. So it's great.
It's fun, and it's kind of, I wanted to find that balance where something for everyone, and like you said, being able to come in and enjoy the music, enjoy whatever event or activity we have, and be able to have a couple, maybe grab that big 4-pack to go kind of thing.
Sure.
But yeah, the barrel aged beers have been really cool in that regard too. We're actually about to rebrew the Dark Star bourbon barrel aged black lager with coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Lost Ark from Columbia and Mighty Oak Roasters.
Finished that one already. It is
it's
just like
it's
black
delicious.
coffee
Yeah,
in your mouth.
yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah, man. Great job on that one.
Thank you.
And then also congrats on a pretty permanent residence at Merriweather as of
very
late.
excited.
Walk me through that.
Yeah, it's great. It's at Merriweather, we're very honored and proud to have Divided Sky PA, one of our core IPAs, a very light drinking, very fruit forward, low bitter, aromatic beer. Mosaic and Strata are the main hops, and it's kind of a cool thing. It's a little like the community aspect again, where Shannon Mana is awesome, and having her at Merriweather as well. And
I've bumped into her a couple times at different concerts.
Yeah.
Pier 6, Merriweather. Yeah.
It's kind of cool how it just organically just kind of happened, and Billy being able to go in there and chat with her, chat with them, and we're super appreciative that we're on there. It's pretty wild. It really is.
100%. 100%.
I got another shameless self promotion. Shout out to my oldest daughter Alice and Mr. Chris and Annie, Chris Wainwright, who works with us in here. We took the girls to Merriweather on Friday for a big time rush.
Oh, I heard of that
concert.
BTR.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep.
That was great. It was
Don't
great.
know
It was awesome.
anything
We
about
had a-
Big
we
Time
had a-
Rush.
Oh, we had a great time. But yeah,
It's a little
Chris and I
Disney,
each got-
Disney throwback
Yeah,
right
there
there.
you go.
Oh,
Disney Channel
I had
throwback.
no idea.
Boy band, they're all 10 years older now. It's great.
Holy cow. That's
yeah, it was
awesome.
a good time. But yeah, the girls had a great time. But Chris and I each got to have a Divided Sky, which is really cool. Chris rocks it in here as well. So I think got to kind of cheers each other.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Taking the sights and sounds.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
That's great, dude.
So you said I got to take Alice to Guar now, right?
To Guar, yeah.
payback, the
So,
opposite, like-
if you're singing those things in your head right now, then it's time for you to just like do a little like I don't know, whatever, cut Dick Cheney's head off and the blood's spurting all over the place, and you
Alice,
gotta,
this isn't real.
Yeah. It's got to be a balance. There's got to be a balance of some kind.
I think that's the polar opposites.
Well, we know you got a ton of things working in the kettles back there. Shane's working hard behind the scenes. We can't even see him, but many thanks to him. We have one more small feature before we wrap it up, and that's going to be our go home. That's going to be a rapid fire question air, and after that we'll send it back to everybody. And please, if you get the opportunity, Firm is super dog friendly. Music centric. There's some wonderful local art on the wall. The beer is fantastic. I have 3 beers at the same time. Like I can't ask for anything else. Henry, you've been super great to us.
And we're going to show off. We're going to also showcase some of the art.
Yeah.
And comedy night, like you said. And,
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
The next stop we're going to have with Henry is letting you know when Feet on the Ground Heading to Clouds is going to be available on tap for everyone. Our loose plan is to do a launch here at Firm Beer Company and then one at Max's Tap House in Fells Point. So hopefully you can meet us for at least one of those, if not both. But let's go home. Our gateway beer that got you into craft brewing, craft beer loving.
Avery IPA when I was in
Ooh, yeah, a little
Yeah.
Colorado guy. Biggest pet peeve, either here at the brewery, in the tap house while you're working. Like, does there have to be music? Does there have to, like gets your goat, what grinds your gears?
Poor organization.
Or organization all
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
100%. What's your most memorable brewery experience outside of Firm?
That's a great question. Coming up at Twisted Pine, Boulder, Colorado, and meeting my wife Mari there, who was there from the get-go, but it was kind of crazy. It was right away as we started. I'll make this quick. Right as we.
Oh, dude, yeah.
No, you're fine.
It was kind of, I was homebrew roots. I still homebrew. My dad and I brewed a Saison, or just bottled a Saison this weekend. And having those roots, but going to Twisted Pine, and all of a sudden the entire brew team just left. And I'm like a month on the job, and they were like, "You got this?
You good?
Oh, and you're like the boss almost.
Yeah. And it's the second batch of beer I think I brewed professionally, won a gold medal at GABF.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
for Honey ale.
Wow.
And then the next year won a bronze too. So it was
Holy
like
cow.
a couple months on the job. I'm like, I think I'm going to do this.
I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah,
That's great.
There's some
amazing.
roots in that, but that stays on, by the way. Some roots in that recipe.
Give me a minute long, if not less, favorite drunk story, or most recallable drunk story.
Oh gosh, that's a good question on the spot.
And we've all been there. Like no matter what you're going to say, I'm sure. Like we have a.
Geez, I don't know. I'm going to say to any of the Heavy Seas crewmates from back in the day, I'm never going back to Cincinnati.
Okay.
And I'll just leave it at that.
That's great.
That's where I took my sister and test. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome.
Also, just so you know, there's a big difference between a Holiday Inn in
Holiday Inn
Kentucky
Express.
and a Holiday Inn in Ohio, opposite sides of the river.
Many people don't know that you fly. Many people don't know that you fly into Kentucky when you're flying into Cincinnati.
There you go.
Technically, but yeah.
I'll go back sometime. Gotta get the chili, right?
Yeah.
Oh, chili's fantastic. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you'd like to shamelessly self-promote?
Geez, I mean, I think we gave a kind of good rundown with
Sure.
it all.
Cool.
We're excited to be able to kind of stick true to the vision and really be a hub with lots of fun stuff going on. So that's
100%, and you guys have a great start. We are in year 3, correct?
Yes. Yep.
That's awesome. So please get down here when you can. I'll leave it with a very light one. This being a wrestling and beer themed passion project. What may be your favorite pro wrestler of all time?
Hulk Hogan, ketchup mustard era.
Ketchup Monster.
Before the fancy Hollywood Hogan and all that business.
Love that.
Old school. I had this.
The golden
Remember
era.
I had
Yep.
this wrestle, like giant stuffed animal wrestle
Yep.
thing growing
Yep.
up. I think it lived in my car like all through high school too. It was, there it is.
Fantastic. No wrong answer with that. Thank you so much for all your time. Please check your shelves, check your local bars for Feet on the Ground, Head in the Clouds by Firm and Max's Tap House to benefit the National Association for Mental Illness. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be well, do great, be kind to yourself, and as always, drink dope beer and say thank you.